I just had a conversation with a friend, and it kind of made me aware of some things that were coming through. And I thought I would just share it here to myself and to YouTube because I usually just write this stuff down. It goes in a book that sits on my shelves, and that's cool. I mean, I go back and read through it, and it's pretty fun. But anyway, the person was talking about being very aggravated and having a lot of like strange kind of experiences. Well, not strange, more so like spiritual, but not like in a happier way. And it kind of pulled out like the fact that aggravation is really just a key for yourself. It's put there by you. You're the one making the judgment and calling it out and naming it what you named it and seeing it for being an aggravation versus just the world, the universe, everything kind of working in your favor, trying to get you exactly where you want to be. And I was thinking, like, this is resistance. It's the push of, how we kind of want to judge everything. And it kind of brought the never ending story to my mind because, it's, you don't realize that you have this self within you that is very much there, very much wanting to be relevant, and this character on the outside that you have, that you let play life, the one that you let people see, the masks, the versions, all the different pieces of that, that wants to stay relevant too, like big time. So when you're kind of dealing with aggravation and you're trying to figure out why am I feeling this way, it's just a choice. All it takes is to remember that you are in control of that you just have to remember that you are doing it. You're fighting it when you can just remember that you're everything and everything's working for you. Everything is coming to you. Everything that you want is coming. It's just a matter of not fighting it, not seeing it as an aggravation, but more of an experience, a learning. You're aggravated, so therefore you're learning what you don't like and looking at what you do like, which is kind of like a catapult into the version of yourself that you want to be. So the never-ending story thing, it kind of came out as Atreyu always had this boy with him through the whole story. He started reading the book, and that is what started the story. And Atreyu didn't realize it even a little bit that he had this human child with him the whole time, the very thing he was on this whole mission to find. And he put himself through sadness, aggravation, defeat. But he kept pushing forward because that's the only choice you have. I mean, it's either that or just let the nothing come and take over everything, and the dream is gone. And, that wasn't an option because all the time the little boy was there reading the story and pushing it forward because he wanted to see how it ended. He wanted everything to be okay, and he had a lot of faith in Atreyu. So it's kind of like that, where we have that inside of us too, our child, our version of us that is childlike, that is carefree, that is happy, that is joyful, that is open to new things and open to experience and open to seeing the world without a negative outlook, a programmed mind, you know. And the first time that Atreyu had any kind of inclination that there was something outside of himself or within himself was that magic mirror gate, where he had to look at his true self and go through. And that magic mirror gate, he saw the little boy reading the book, the little boy saw him, and it was like, wow, what is this? Who are you? But it made him aware. There's a speck of awareness there. And that's all it takes. You know, he gets through that. He ends up at the oracle. You know, continues on and on. And the little boy, you know, all this time didn't realize how important he was. He just felt insignificant. He's just reading a book. It's just a story. It's not real, is what he said. And in the last second, when everything was just falling apart, the Fantasia was being destroyed, turning into space dust. He said, "Fine, I'm going to do what I dream," because he's always been told his whole life that he shouldn't do what he dreams. He should keep his feet on the ground. And he said, "No, I'm going to do what I dream." And through that, he went and he yelled his mom's name out the window and gave the Empress her new name. And with that, that little speck of trust, faith, leap out of programmed mindset, it's all he needed, because then he ends up there with the princess, where everything starts in the fucking dark. And that little tiny piece of sand is more so like significant because that is his speck of belief, the little tiny piece of belief that he gave himself to grow, to build. And that speck turned back into Fantasia Plus, you know, like the better version. The nothing never happened. Nobody ever felt that pain. All of the things were back to where they should be. And the dream stayed alive. And all the while, Atreyu was always real. The boy was always real. They're one and the same, and that is you and your inner being, your happy person, your love, your heart, your mind. The thing that's not your character, your avatar, because that the character that wants to stay relevant. It does, and it wants to be seen, and it wants to be loved, and it wants to be this and that. And your inner being, if you're somewhat, you know, kind of aware of it, that's all you feel. When you're in tune with that, you feel love, you feel happy, you feel fulfilled, you feel satisfied. You don't need anything, because you are everything, and you remember. And it's so important to remember that in moments where you're so stressed and things don't look the way you think they should look, when in fact they are more than the way they should be, and that they're working for you. Everything is working for you. It's coming to you. Everything is love, and it's coming. And it's hard sometimes, I know, to stick with it, because it's, you know, life. I mean, you know, it's like the news, the this, the that, you know, everything, it comes at you, and then it's usually everything at once. It's never just one little thing here and there. It's always at once, and there's a reason. It's a fucking dump for all the things that you kind of keep buried on top of your little higher self in there, that's just wanting to be like, "Hi, I love you, I'm happy, you're happy, we're all happy, all connected, there's no separation, it's just us being happy," you know. But yeah, that was I just felt like I needed to say that out loud, get it on video. I will maybe post this, because, you know, I make things like this sometimes and then I don't, but we'll see. Any kind of sorry, the kid came in. Not sure where I was, but yeah, I'm gonna post this. Hopefully I'll be brave enough. Bye.